Good evening, folks. Thanks for coming to check us out tonight. I want to thank our guests from last week, our conversations with philatelists. I said the word. There we go. Philatelists Michael Cortez and Charles Epting for their knowledge of philately. Hey, I said the second word. And sharing the art of stamp collecting. I have to say, after a 2-hour journey or 2+ hour journey of that conversation, we had a lot of fun. We've received a lot of positive comments and people actually sticking around for the entire 2-hour window or 2-hour window plus of the show. So I want to thank you all for that. Gained about 7 subscribers from that show. So I want to thank everyone in the philately community who've joined, teach you about sports cards and diversity and inclusivity in our future episodes and our past episodes. So the one thing I did want to say about the philately and philatelists in general is there's all synergies as collectors. We all have the same bug. But we saw that when we were talking to Michael and Charles. We will hope to have them in a future episode where we hone in on some specific subjects of philately. One of them we talked about like Civil War and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, and the other thing I have to point out is the art of philately is going to be in really great hands with such young gentlemen joining forces and talking about it in a very energetic and passionate way. So again, big shout out to Michael Cortez and Charles Epting. Thank you very much for that 2-hour episode that we put on with you guys. And now I'm going to hand it over to Kent to do our next intro.
Yeah, I share the same sentiments. So thank you again, Michael and Charles, for promoting our show and for being our guests last week. In case anybody's keeping score, this is episode number 32. For tonight's episode, this should be a fun one, pun intended. We'll be delving into the hobby collecting pop culture phenomenon known as Funko Pops. Yes, those 4-inch vinyl, tall, bobble-headed vinyl figures where people have been known to line up for hours or drive and or take a plane to get these limited exclusive pop figures. Please welcome to the show Funko Pop guru and store owner of MyPops.CA toy store, Tomy Chan, to the show.
So that's Adam.
Tomy,
hey, Tomy.
Hey. Hi, guys. Thanks for the invite.
Oh, thank you for being on our show. How's it going?
I'm good. It's fun.
Excellent. So we've got a bunch of questions for you tonight, so we'll try and get this kind of moving along here. So what was your first introduction into Funko Pops, and what is it about that first introduction that continues to make you a collector to this day?
So that's a good question. Good that I bought them out today. So when I first started, it's the attraction for, like, I love Captain America and I love Dragon Ball. So I saw them in the store and I'm like, hey, these are pretty cool. And for a low price, I'm like, that's a no-brainer. So I bought 2, and so these 2 I have here. It's not the exact same one that I got, but I'm just showing you the 2 that I got. These are my first one, and ever since then, I just kept getting more. And I think first one was from either Florida or Las Vegas. I forgot which location, but yeah. So once I started one, and now you can see behind me, there's tons. I personally have around 4,000 to 5,000 personal collection myself.
Wait. How many was that, Tommy?
4,000 or 5,000.
5,000.
Yep, my personal collection. Yes.
Bro, where do you keep it all?
It's, as I've said, it's in brown boxes, because if I don't leave it in brown boxes, I tend to trade or sell them. I regret it. I regret a lot of times. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's an awesome collection you got. So you started out as a collector, and then from being a collector, you upped your game to have a storefront where you naturally sell Funko Pops. What made you decide to go from being a collector to a seller of Funko Pops?
So how I started is I started helping friends get their own collection too, and ever since then it just kept growing, and a bunch of more and more friends start joining, and they're my partner who helps with the store as well. He ever since then we just kept buying, and until then we're like, you know what, we're running out of space. At the same time, a lot of people are asking, so we're like, let's open up our location and start helping other people out. And because a lot of people just are into Pops and they can't get it, so we try our best to help them. And that's how we started.
Nice.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, give us a sense of what it's been like being a storefront owner?
Oh, it's fun. All the feedback so far has been like, this is a fun store. So maybe later I'm at the store right now, so I can give you guys a quick 360 tour. But yeah, it's the feedback's pretty good, and so far everyone's enjoying coming here, just looking at toys, and looking at Funko and looking at other stuff. Because as kids, we always go to Toy Story. We not necessarily have to buy something, but just going there for the experience, it's already good enough.
So, do you want to do a quick pan of your store to give us a sense of?
Sure. So this is my background, and that is my employees helping out. We're staying late. You see, this is our store going around. So it's Funkos everywhere. We do have other stuff like keychains, plushies, and whatnot, mystery bags. So I'm not sure if that pen 360 pen shows everything, but we try our best. So
I think we got a sense of what's
so
going
that's
on
how
there.
fun it is. It's a fun story, I tell people.
Okay, so wanted to kind of ask you a question, and I'm going to talk to you from the point of view of a person who doesn't understand Funkos.
Yep.
And the average person. We want to know two things: why do they have such a global appeal, and aren't they really just bobbleheads, dude?
They are just bobbleheads, but as mentioned, right, for a low price, and you can see behind me it's stackable, right? So that's the first appeal that we have is it's very organized, and the cost is pretty low in general, except for if you're going back in time or getting the limited edition ones, then the cost goes a little bit higher. But if you're just having fun and just collecting for the sake of collecting, it doesn't cost you a lot of money. So that's why the appeal is there. And they basically make a character of every single show or TV show, movies, cartoon, basically anything you could think of. So therefore, it appeals to anyone that's interested in these collectibles.
Also, that's a good way to explain to all of us how that works. And for those of us that have a bit of OCD with collecting, being stackable and easily stored is definitely a plus compared to Beanie Babies and all that stuff, which I'm sure just lay over tables and action figures, which are not stackable. So tell us. So I actually didn't realize I actually own one of these things. I didn't know they're sitting in a box here, and it's actually we have a box of trinkets that we do for birthday parties and stuff, and we have some Dorbs in there in the box. I have a Pop in there and a Hikari. Can you explain everyone what's the difference between the three?
So Dorbs is like a smaller version of Funko Pop. Funko try to launch a different product, and Amanda, can you grab me a Dorbs by chance? So I can show you quickly how the difference is. But Dorbs,
sure.
I think it died, so they don't. Oh, they don't make. Oh, I got one already. They don't make it anymore. So this is a Dorb. Yeah. So you see how it's a little bit cuter, and this is a limited edition Harley Quinn. So you see how compared to a Funko, it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
So it appeals to more young. I actually have around 400 of the Dorbs as well myself. So I love Dorbs because my kids and I collect together, right? So, but it's just appeal. This being a little bit bigger and this being a little bit smaller. So, in general, the interest of the Dorbs is a lot lower. So I think since 2 years ago they stopped making them. Hikari is actually older than Pops, but because it's a little bit taller and wider, we don't have any Hikaris here, right? No, okay. So it's a little bit taller and scarier in a way. Not as cute as the Funko, so Funko Pop. So therefore, those are still being made, I believe, but not as popular as before.
Tommy, I always found that the Hikaris were more glittery.
Yeah, that too, glittery and a little bit bigger, and I would say a little bit scarier in general. They're not as cute as the Funko bobbleheads.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks for explaining that because I didn't realize I had a Dorbs. Was sitting here. I don't think it's worth much.
No, it's not. It's not going to be worth a lot of money right now or collected for. There's not a lot of interest right now for those.
For sure.
Yeah.
So tell us about one of the neat things we learned about code, and I think one could deviate a little bit into Magic and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when they do tournament stuff, they retire certain sets, right?
Yeah.
Played, but there is an element of retiring in Funkos. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So the reason why the value of some of the Funko Pops goes up is because they retired. So it's like Beanie Babies where they only make it once or they retire after a few years. That way, people who collect later, they have to go back in time to collect it. But obviously, it's not going to be at the retail price. It goes up a little bit, so the rarity is a little bit higher. So, for example, the Dorbs I was showing you, this one was from 2016. I'm not sure if you can see a sticker. So, obviously, they don't make this again, like the exact same mold. So, if you need to buy this, it's a little bit harder to find. And every year, there's different conventions. So, that's why, and it makes them more collectible, like the collectability. If
Mhm.
it's retired, if it's easily readily available, no one's gonna go around and start chasing or collecting all of them. But if they make it rare, everyone's gonna be like, oh, I need this one, but I don't have it. Meanwhile, Kent has this one. Can we trade? Kind of thing. So it becomes like a trading card kind of thing too, where one trade for value and then trade equal value for a different one, so you can collect your own set.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So they actually come in sets, like they're actually sets of Funkos.
Yeah, because for example, like Dragon Ball, there's like 90 of them. So for those OCD people, completionists, they need all 90. Like Vegeta being a blue god Vegeta, a regular Vegeta, like black hair, Super Saiyan, like Vegeta Cooking, for example, that's a funny one. There's a lot of random ones that they make, and
They actually made a Vegeta Cooking.
Yeah, do we have one? A different one? I can show you the Vegeta. So this one's cool, right? Everyone loves this one.
Yes, that's.
And then all of a sudden you see this one, where he's cooking and he has eggs. It's actually a scene from one of the episodes where he. I think
okay,
eggs
okay.
And you see, so they make different ones, and even a regular Vegeta and over here as him and oh wait, no, it's this side. So there you go. So him in casual clothing. They make basically anything, as I've said. Like that's why it's fun. Like, and yeah, there's like a lot of Dragon Balls right now.
So now going back to yourself for a second.
Yep.
And you said you had the bug of collecting Funkos, and so what is the most valuable Funko you own personally?
So I actually, those ones don't go to the store because I personally, I actually dug them out before the show and I sent a picture to Kent. Maybe later on when you can show the pictures that I sent you. Those are a little bit more rare. I do have more. It's just I hit them in brown boxes and it's easier to protect them and easier to stack them. And as I said, I have too many, right? So I got to make sure I put them in a nice place and protect it. So when
Was that, sorry, Tom, was that the picture of 4?
Yeah, the 4 of them. Those are one of my favorite ones.
Okay. Well, so is that the most worthwhile one?
For me, yes, those are the more expensive ones.
Okay, so let me, because we're talking about it now, let me share that.
Yeah, sure. So these 4 are the ones I hide at home and I don't bring it to the store. So apparently those are, I believe, I can't see I think it's San Diego Comic-Con. And
yes.
2012, I believe, right? And
yeah, the Spider-Man and the Captain America.
Yeah, there's only 480 pieces worldwide. And actually, I tried looking for the Dumble one. I couldn't find my metallic Dumble. That's one of my first few Pops that I bought. That was over $100.
Wow.
Because I'm a Dumble fan. For Disney wise, I'm a big Dumble character fan. So I bought a few of those back then. Those I have no clue where I hide them. That's how not organized I am for the stuff that I have. So these 4 I just were able to find it easier. And the PA Vegeta, the Planet Arlia Vegeta, they're very, very highly sought after for Dragon Ball. It's the most expensive Dragon Ball, I believe, right now. And luckily I was able to get 2 when the value wasn't as high.
So if you can kindly share, what would like the Spider-Man or the Captain America go for right now if you tried to get one of these?
Let me see. Let's so right now it's let's see, Spider-Man. It's around $2,300 in US.
Well, what?
For the Spider-Man.
How much?
$2,300 US.
Jeez.
And then for the Captain America, I think it went down. It's $1,780 US.
Is there a price guide that you use?
Yep, we do. So it's similar to what people do for cards for eBay, but there's two platform that does. So they take what eBay sells as a sold listing, and then they input into a system. They just show the price of recent sales, and they tell you approximately the price of the item is. But in general, I tell people it's a good indicator, but don't trust it fully because there's always flaws to any guide or anything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah. For example, I think the Vegeta's almost $3,000 US right now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it's as I've said, like for those people who want to backtrack and collect the old ones, it's basically they have to pay to play. But Meanwhile, you get an apron one you can probably get it for like $20.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's why I always suggest people to collect for fun. If you're collecting for value, it's a little bit tough, and just collect. There's so many Vegeta. You don't always need to get the Planet Arlia Vegeta or just more expensive ones. Just get the ones you like.
Okay. So we kind of delved into my next two questions because we were just talking about it. So we'll just move on to the next question I had lined up. So which Funko Pop or Pops to this day are considered the holy grail Pops that one can own or should own if funds weren't an issue?
I think it's Clockworks Pop. I think there's only 10. I think there's only 10 in the worldwide, I believe. I think it's a 2-pack, and then there's also a single one. That's in the tens of thousands. Last I checked, it was like around 13,000 for the Clockworks.
So what exactly is a Clockworks?
Clockwork Orange from
The movie?
Yep. Apparently, there's only 10. It's a chase, so there's apparently only 10. I forgot exactly. It's either the 2-pack or the, I forgot which one, but it's over 10,000 for sure. Every time you see someone sells it, it's like a big deal. Obviously, it's a big deal, and it's pretty fun seeing someone buying it or selling it.
That is crazy.
Yep, over 10,000 for sure.
Hey, Tommy, you want to just tilt your camera down a little bit because we were missing.
There you go.
I want to say a quick shout out to Dennis. Dennis is here.
Dennis.
The show. He watches every one of our shows religiously, so we appreciate the patronage. And for future collectors, if anybody has questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Sorry, Ken, I just wanted to quickly throw that out there.
Yeah, no, all good. So Clockwork Orange, huh? That to me, that wouldn't have been not the Pop that I would figure would be worth the most, to be honest with you. That's interesting.
I think it's limited, only 10, I believe, and it's numbered and signed, I believe. I could be wrong. Someone could correct me, but because I've never seen one in Canada, and I only see it in those like online threads, social media, but. Unfortunately, we don't.
Well, here's a dumb question for you, Tommy. If funds weren't an issue, would you grab one of those?
No, I probably won't. I'm not big. I'm not a big fan of that movie. I would probably grab something else. Probably. I'm missing one. Actually, no. I got the cap. I'm a big Captain America fan, so usually I try to buy multiple of them.
Yeah.
I'll probably buy another metallic Captain America.
Oh, cool. Okay, so there are several instances where Funko Pops have become quite valuable and their owners have turned a nice profit. Now, for the Funko Pop collecting community, are they mainly genuinely collectors, or you think collectors are in it for the money and flipping exclusive and rare pops?
I would say there's a few types of people. There is people that just buys for the sake of selling. So it's similar to all the sports card. They buy
for sure.
The intent of reselling and not for collecting. So those are the pure resellers. It's not like Pokemon cards. They come in and buy them all if it goes up. But there's a hybrid where they buy 2 or 3 of each, keeping one and then try to trade the other 2 for other stuff or resell. So they can get more Funko Pops. So those are the ones I usually deal with. Majority of my friends are hybrid collectors. They get a few for themselves, trade them, sell them, whatnot. And then the last one are they just collect it for the sake of collecting. So they don't sell, they only buy. And yep, those usually they don't care about box condition. They don't they just want to have a wall of what they missed out when they were young. So something like me. So back then was like when you're younger, you see a lot of toys that you want or a lot of anime that you watch. But as a kid, you can't afford all those, right? So when you grow up, start working, now you have a little bit more money. Now you start buying stuff and buying your childhood dream of Power Rangers, Dragon Ball, like stuff like this, Ninja Turtles. So that's why it's more fun this way.
How long has Funko Pop been around?
I believe 2010 to 2011. I have to double check on that. It hasn't been around for that long. But,
very young.
Yeah, let's take a quick Google check. I believe it's 2010. Let's see. Funko. Let's take a look. 2011.
Wow.
So Pop was 2011. So 2012 was their first Comic-Con, basically, and they sold 20 million in the first year, basically.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they didn't start too long ago, but luckily I was able to start in 2012 and 2013. I started early, but mostly I just collected for fun, right? And I bought a lot of the non-exclusive ones. In hindsight, right? If you bought the Captain America or the Spider-Man back then for like probably $15, and we'll be pretty happy right now.
Yeah, we say that about a lot of things for sure.
Yeah, and for even for Pokemon cards, right?
True. So one of the reasons why we did this show is our first angle is about diversity and inclusivity. So obviously, we want to talk about that, but we also want to show there's other angles to collecting, and we all share the same kind of what somebody has said, sickness. We all like to collect. Yep. And then when we were talking to Joshua Hanlon, this topic came up. It's like, no, we're pretty.
Joshua Hanlon was our Lego guy.
Yep. Joshua Hanlon was our Lego guy. And that was another fun episode that we put on with Joshua. And we brought up the question around, hey, did this thing have a lot of life to it? They have a lot of licenses. They go with Marvel, they have Disney and whatnot, TV shows. But there's a parallel there with Funkos. They also have the same kind of repertoire with adding brand licenses and Marvel and Star Wars, to name a few. Is there any brands or franchises that you would like to see Funko go after?
I would like to see them go after more anime, like more shows. Because right now, as I've said, like for example, Dragon Ball, they're making too many of the same character. Like Goku, for example, they probably have like 10 to 15 of them. And in my opinion, you only need a few of them. You don't need that many. Vegeta, there's a lot of them. So I would hope they can do more anime shows or whatnot. Back in the day, there's a lot of different animes, right? So, which they still haven't made any yet. Like Demon Slayer is coming out for the first time. There's also Gundam, for example, from back in the day. There's just off the top of my head, there's a lot of anime that they missed.
There's an anime I used to watch called Robotech. It later became Macross.
Yeah, Macross.
Yeah.
Macross.
So before that, I believe it was called Robotech. So I think if they came out
with Robotech. Yeah, it was Robotech. Gundam's more up my alley too. I love Gundam.
Yeah, they did have Jetfire though, so which is sort of like Macross. They sold the license to them, right? Transformer bought the Macross's license.
Yeah, so, my fanaticism, not fanaticism, my fandom of why do they use fanaticism? Fandom of anime really goes to like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, like the classics. Like that's what I cut my teeth on. Do they have Pokemons for those?
They do have Pokemon Pops right now. They're making a lot of them. So at the same time, they could make up to 150 in the first gen alone, right?
Like the Pokemon and the other one, you mean?
For example, Pokemon Pops, there's quite a bit right now. They made around like 6 or 7 Pikachus already. Oh, are you okay?
Those are going in the as is pile. That's going in the as is pile.
So you see where we just dropped something.
Okay, so everyone head up to MyPops.CA. Yep. You may get a deal.
Our sign just dropped. Don't worry. We'll leave it down. We'll leave it down.
That's the beauty of a live show.
Yeah. So that's why everything happens live, and then we just probably pushed it too hard.
So if my kids love Pokemon, so we should keep in touch because if there is a Funko Pokemon, they like I'm a Blastoise character. I love that, and my kids like various different ones. So I have to keep you in mind for that. So just going back here, so you did mention which ones you like to see go after. So more anime. That's a good one to understand. So one thing that I noticed, and we did this with another one of our guests on our show, Mike DeVelos, and we have a common friend who also has a relation to this question, which is when it comes to protecting a Funko Pop, there are soft plastic cases and hard plastic cases. Which ones do you use and why?
I personally use the soft one. You see, like what happened was we just dropped the field, and you see how this corner here. Try to angle it, so now it's a little bit damaged, and the value for this just dropped like $5 to $10, just like that. So what we do is we use protectors like these guys. You see how this guy it's a soft one. So when it does drop, it'll crack. Yeah. It'll crack the. You see how this one dropped? It cracked it. So it protects the pop a little bit. So that way your value is gonna keep. At least you keep your value. You break the pop protector, but at least you keep the value. This one never had a protector, so that's where we lost some value just like that. And then there's other. Oops, I just dropped my phone again. So
and we lost camera too.
All good, all good, all good.
Okay, there you go. So, and then there's other protectors casings. We have like hard cases that's like hard plastic, like this one here. Let me bring you one.
Oh, armor, pop shield.
Yeah, armor. We also have Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro makes good armors too, and you see how it's a hard plastic. So it's sports people like using this one because it stacks pretty well as well. And then this Funko also makes them, but we don't have one. Do you have one here? We don't have one here right now. It's somewhere in the back. We forgot to bring it in, so we don't have one right now. For
Tommy, does it matter which one you go? Like, would you do armor or ultra? Like,
I personally just do the soft, especially if you don't touch the wall. But like here right now, something may happen when the wall shakes and whatnot. I personally don't use the hard case as much, but they do protect better than the soft ones, but cost 10 times more though.
Oh, okay. Good point. Good to know.
Yeah. So the soft one goes.
So,
up to
are you the type of guy?
Sorry.
So, are you the type of guy that likes to display? I noticed earlier you said that you brown box them, but it sounds like you're not the type of collector to show them off. But what are most collectors? Are they mostly show them off type of guys, or put them more?
Yep, I used to show them off, but it's just once you get to the point where it's that many, right? And once you start selling as on the side, it's just easier to store them in brown boxes because or else you're gonna mix up your own collection with the store inventory, right? And that's what you want to do, right? And I used to display them with like shelves of Funko, just like walls like this behind me. But I personally do not open it. I don't play with the figures. I just like to display them, showing my wall of Captain America, my wall of Dragon Ball, my wall of Naruto's kind of thing. But nowadays, for me, I just want to make sure I don't mix the inventory up. That's why I have no choice but to hide them.
So, Tom, I'm going to ask you a question that we asked Joshua Hanlon of Lego. I'm going to ask you the similar question. Now, if you're really having Funko Pops for the sake of collectability versus turning a profit, I'm going to say that it's more than likely if you have them all on display all the time, is it possible that the Funko Pops and the box itself could fade?
No, as long as it's not direct, like as long as the sun's not directly hitting it, it won't sun fade. But if you put it near the window, it will fade the paint. That's why the good news is the soft protectors are UV protected. In the case that people would want to display it near the window or not, we highly recommend getting the protectors. That way, the UV light cannot get to it.
What's the largest size Funko Pop?
The 10-inch. Oh, 18-inch. 18-inch. My bad. 18-inch is we have a Pikachu. Can you bring the Pikachu over? And then can you bring one of the 10-inch as well?
Oh, Pikachu. There's a big Pikachu? Oh,
there's an 18-inch Pikachu. It's really heavy, though.
Oh, Pikachu.
Yeah. Pikachu's. Yeah, all the box one is good because the box one is a little bit too heavy. Because the 18-inch is a little bit heavy. Even though it's we do have the 10 inches. Yeah, here's the 18-inch. Can you bring me maybe a Godzilla?
Holy.
Can you bring me a 4-inch?
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so that's there's an angry Pikachu. So you see how comparison wise. That's 18, and this is the 4-inch.
Wow.
Okay, that's ginormous.
Nice.
And then there's a 10-inch. Look, the 18-inch makes the 10-inch look really small. When the 10
that's Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla. This is pretty big, right? But the 18-inch is pretty heavy as well. So
that 18-inch, does the head actually bobble?
No, it doesn't. So it's
okay.
So for Pokemon, it's not a bobblehead. It's only because of licensing issue. They I think Marvel and Star Wars, one or the other. I think that's why it became a bobblehead because they don't have the license for non-bobbleheads.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So most Funkos are not bobbleheads, correct?
Yeah, in general.
Okay, that Pikachu's pretty cool.
So for someone, I want one now. For those of us that are not familiar with Funkos and getting into it, and just like sports cards and other hobbies, there's always the issue of counterfeit and fakes.
Yep.
How do you advise people who are new in the hobby to look out for how do you spot a real one versus a fake one?
So first thing is you gotta do your research. You can't simply they are making a lot of fakes right now. So basically, they're not. In general, they make the ones with higher value. So like the Vegeta that I showed you earlier. If you go on eBay right now, you can probably find like 10 different versions of it for like $20. But obviously, those are fakes. And then you can see this one here. So you see, this is a hit. And so we don't sell this as a store. We don't sell fakes, but we have this because a customer tried to trade it in, and we said, no, this is not good. Even though you can see the color and whatnot, it looks good, but it's the one I'm showing right now. It's a fake. Can you bring me a real one? So the best.
That's a counterfeit one.
That's a counterfeit one.
Huh.
Okay. Bring me a regular Dragon Ball. So this is a counterfeit one. So it's a little bit smaller, but the thing is, if I show you this like that, you can't see the difference, right? And meanwhile, like, for example, okay, give me a second. So for Vegeta here, this is a real one. So you see, the coloring is a little bit different. So usually what we do is we try to put it side by side for a real one versus because we get these from distributor. We know it's for sure real. Meanwhile, we gotta make sure compare side by side. The hit is actually a tiny bit smaller by like 2 mm. So that way, that's the best way to do it, is to have a real one that you know 100% is real. And then you always compare the color scheme and the pop. And at the same time, second way to do it is to go on eBay and search for the same pop. And if you see it for $20 shipped from China, then you know something's fishy about it, right? So you see the color is different as well.
For me.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna show you. I don't know if you can see this pop. So I got this pop.
Yep.
And it's a Chinese pop, and they said it was legit. But ever since I've gotten it, I don't know if it's actually illegit because
they usually don't fake the sticker.
They don't fake the sticker, so this one's actually okay?
They usually don't. They've been getting good. So recently, you probably bought this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one does have a fake. However, from the China, like in China, they do have their own distributor. That's real and authentic.
Oh,
right?
okay. Thank you for confirming.
Every time it's from China, it's fake, but because majority of the pops are made in China, right, and in Vietnam. So I'm saying like there is factories that purposely make fakes, but at the same time, the real authentic factories also in China. So not necessarily anything from China is fake, but just you gotta do your research and make sure it matches
for
up.
sure.
Yeah,
good to know.
Always match the real one. I have this the deep space one. If you want to match mine. All right. So
is there other ways to spot fakes? Is there other ways to spot a fake, or is that primarily the main way?
Because nowadays with technology, right, they can scan it pretty well. And usually what I say is, if it's an old, like for example, Can's Pop, if it's really 100% mint, and it looks like it just got printed from the factory, then you gotta do your double check. Yeah, I'm not saying it's fake, but you gotta do your double check and make sure. Hey, this looks a little bit too new for a 2010 Pop or.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, okay. And the second part is to see if the on the bottom of the pop, they usually have a date stamp of the manufacturer. So you see the 18 here. I'm not sure if it's showing properly.
Yeah, the DRM 18.
18 means it's 2018, and then in May it was manufactured. So in this case, this pop was made in 2018, right? So it's a newer pop. That's why you can see the condition being a little bit better. Obviously, you can still get good condition 2012 pops, but in general, back in the day, no one cared. There's no protectors back then. People didn't care as much as for the condition back then, right? So, if it's not slightly bit wear and tear from there, I usually just do my double check on it.
Awesome. I just want to say hello to Yannick, who's joined the show as well. So thank you for coming by to watch. So it's interesting to spot fakes. I still think I would have some difficulty, but it's good to look for the label and the date. That will help, and then the coloring. So over to you, Ken.
Thanks, Amit. So Tommy, you kind of touched on it earlier, but how do you keep track of the extensive Funko Pops that you have? Did you create your own tracking tool, or is there one online?
There's two online right now. As I said, there's a Pop Price Guide and a Funko app where the Funko app, you just scan the barcode and it will track what you have and how much you're how much the current value is. Again, as I mentioned,
interesting.
So as I mentioned, don't religiously follow what the app or guides tells you. Sometimes, because as I've said, it captures from eBay, right? So sometimes eBay may or may not have some wrong entry that goes in, so you gotta do your double check. And I personally don't keep track anymore. It's too much work, so I gave up on keeping track. And I always say a majority of my friends do the same thing. But a lot of the newer collectors, when they tell me, "Oh, I have this, I have that," and they show me their app, they're pretty quick, and it's pretty good.
Now, is there a cost to no? Oh,
No, there's no cost. It's free to download on there's an app for both. So it depends on our preference. I would recommend having either or is fine.
oh, interesting.
Yes.
Very good, very good. So speaking of the exclusives in that, is there much collectible value in the Target, Walmart, and GameStop exclusives, or are these a case of hype and fear of missing out drummed up for the consumer to think there's a limited supply?
So we in Canada, we always miss out on the Target, Walmart, like a lot of the stores that's exclusive to the US.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened is that's why like a lot of Canadians, they can't get them. And that's why they always fear missing out. They're like, oh, if I can't get it now and Target sells out, I have to pay an arm and a leg in a year or two. So that's why they usually pay a little bit more in the beginning to get that pop, so they don't have to worry about down the road. They have to go backtrack and get it again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And mind you, though, getting over to Canada, the sports card, whatever, when you ship it from US to Canada, the customs, once you pay custom, you understand just one pop alone, it's like $10 a min fee, and then the 13% tax, and other min fees. They charge quite a bit for customs. It's part of the collecting. You have no choice but to pay it.
Interesting. Huh.
How much does
Go ahead.
how much does Funko, like, does Funko help you out a lot with that kind of stuff, or not really?
Customs, not really. We still have to pay the customs when we get because like, for example, we get the Target ones. Basically, we have to get it from resellers from the States and bring it over to Canada. We have to pay the customs for that. We're not gonna evade any taxes, right? So
Sorry, I meant to say. Sorry, what I meant to say is, because you can't get access to them, does Funko try to help you out from a seller perspective, trying to show you where you can get them from?
They're trying to. So for example, Fan Expo, they came by in 2018, I believe, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yep, 2018.
But I believe they didn't enjoy as much, so they're not going to come back this year, or they haven't came back since. So that was one and done kind of thing. So they just sometimes forget about Canada, but they've been trying to have some exclusives that's available to local stores, other retailers, and whatnot. So that way we can, as Canadians, we can get access to it. So the good news is it's a good segue for me. So I've been working with Funko to get exclusive for Canada. So there's a few exclusive that's only exclusive to our store. That's available in the US, but also available in Canada for purchase from our store.
Okay, we'll touch upon that towards the latter part of the show. I want to give a shout out to this user who said Yo, and if you know who Yo is, says Funko. That's DC. DC's watching, so hey DC, shout out to you.
Why is he Funko user? A Facebook user.
Facebook, he has to allow his Facebook name to be shown in StreamYard, so he has to.
Got it.
So yeah. So hello DC.
Yeah, DC's a great guy. DC's a great guy.
So don't say it too much. It might go to his head.
Oh, okay. No, he is a great guy though. I can't not say that, right? He's the OG. True. He's one of the OG, man. He's an
OG Funko guy, that's for sure.
I call him the pop guy, right?
Okay, so with regards to the store exclusive Funko Pops, and are you finding that people are cleaning those out and reselling them for much more than the MSRP? Because we can tell you that when it comes to retail sports trading cards, they're not even exclusive, and some people just buy them all out on the store shelf.
Yeah,
are you finding that the case?
Yeah, you're right. There are people that speculate. So good and bad news is, unfortunately, for some of our stuff, we can't charge MSRP because of the fact we have to pay the taxes to bring it to Canada. And a lot of our customers understand that, right? That's why they know it's a premium. So instead of paying themselves for customs and taxes, they buy from our store to know what they're getting. They see what they buy, right? Because a lot of times when you ship it, even when you pay customs, you still have you get bad box or you get missing items and whatnot, right? So you're right. We do have people speculating this specific pop or a specific figure or character that they think, oh, it's gonna go up for sure. So they're gonna buy 5 or 6 of them. But at the same time, there is customer just they want the figure and worried about not being able to get it afterwards. So that's why, in general, there are figures and characters that sells up right away.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let me think of the recent example. Which one sold out right away as soon as we got it? Like, yeah, like Hunter X is a popular one, and we got in the like some of the Gang Orca we sold out in the beginning, and we restocked a little bit. So a lot of them people are worried that they're gonna miss out for My Hero Academia. And WandaVision is another popular one. So we got
WandaVision.
we got 108 of them, and then people are buying like 5 or 6 at one time at one point.
Wow.
And then now it's I think we're down to like our last 6. And we slowly put them out because we don't want to put all like 108 out and then leave some. Like there are customers that just buys 4 or 5 of them, and which we've seen before.
Interesting. Tommy, I'm going to get you to just adjust your camera a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
So a little bit more of you.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So with Funko Pops, is there a professional grading service that grades Funko Pops, kind of like how sports cards and comic books are graded? And would you grade a Funko Pop yourself? Because once it's graded, I would assume that you'll never be able to take it out of the case.
Yes, there is, but right now, as of right now, in my opinion, there's not one that I would recommend. Because I've heard a lot of horror stories and a lot of usually they grade it for the signature. When they signed it, they send it to grade, make sure it's sealed in the case. But for condition wise, I've yet to also right now for myself, because I haven't sent any for grading, but I personally do not have any off the top of my head that I could recommend. There are a few that does grading.
So just like my own piqued interest and curiosity, are they grading it like out of 100 or is it like out of 10?
I think
what's the scale?
Similar to sports cards. 10.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That'd be a very expensive journey. It's expensive to ship. They're big and they're bulky. And you imagine getting that thing. It's like getting a bottle back encased. Imagine encasing this bottle. Here's my bottle.
Yeah.
And you got to protect the sending it there, right? You got to make sure it comes back the same condition too.
Yeah, that too. Oh man, the amount of plastic. Anyways, sorry, can't run off on a tangent there.
No, it's over to you actually.
Okay, so I obviously lost place where I am. So give me 1 second to remember where I am. Oh, right. So when it comes to pricing your value of your Funko Pops, you mentioned this earlier, and I want just to bring it up again. Which authority do you use online to price them out?
So the 2 apps or two places that we go to is the Pop Price Guide and the Funko app. And as I've said, they base it off of eBay recent sales, and they judge it off that using their algorithm. At the end of the day, that's how we. So usually for us, we price it according to those. But apparently, sometimes when we get it shipped to Canada, we added a layer of cost to that. So it depends on what items we're getting. So if it's from local distributor, we just price it to retail MSRP. But if it's really hard to get from the States, from overseas, or from whatnot, we have to price according to our cost.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So we found the open market where people will get Funko Pops signed. Like we saw when we were talking to Mike DeVelos, and he was showing his Funko Pops. Some of them are autographed. Is that by celebrities and who, for example, like Iron Man, like if people are getting Iron Man or Captain America signed, are you a fan of getting them signed, or do you feel that takes away from the pop itself?
I do get them signed. I forgot to send Kent the pictures. I got Power Rangers to sign my Pops, and wrestling, John Cena, The Rock. Who else was there? Hulk Hogan. I got him to sign my Pops. But I didn't get to meet him. For those wrestling, I had to send it in, so I didn't get to meet the wrestler. But yeah, we do. A lot of people do enjoy getting it signed.
Awesome. So, like, if you were to get it signed, where would you tell people to sign it? Like, is there a specific spot? Is there a sweet spot?
I would sign the front window, right in the front. Do you have any signed Pops right now? Oh, we have one here. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So we have. Okay, let me. Can you help me get wrapped up by any chance?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't pull that out.
Yeah, no, we'll just safely pull out. We have our way of pulling it out. But
All right.
I'm just turned around. So let me. So this one is Rodman signed. That's the film is still on it. You see how he signed on the top. I prefer he signed on the little bit on the bottom so you can see Rodman. So this.
Oh
is,
yeah.
And then you can see it's JSA stuff like this. So yeah, I do enjoy getting pop signed by the celebrity.
So you prefer it on the window and not on the figure itself?
No, because you can't really see. If you put it on the figure, it's kind of hard to see it.
Right.
Because if you put it on the head, it's hard for them to sign it too, right? Because it's curvy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of. So we were looking at when we were actually there's one of our first guests, Andy Luck, Star Wars Autograph Universe. On their Facebook groups, there are people who regret getting the actual action figures signed because it just didn't come out right. They kind of wish they had it on a box. I would probably have it in a box myself. What is? Do you ever these guys that sign? Have you done any of these signings in person yourself? Have you met them yourself, or all sent in? Yeah.
So
who's your favorite?
Yeah. So
who's your favorite?
Pre-COVID, I met. I went to Comic Cons, right? We host there as well. We're as a vendor, so we. As I've said, when I was young, I had a crush on Amy Jo Johnson, right? And Pink Ranger. So I got her to sign my pop, and then ever since then, I didn't get her. I don't have to. Sorry. So I got her to sign my pop, and then I got Blue Ranger, Red Ranger. I'm still waiting for Tomy to come to Canada to get him to sign my my pop. Actually, I have a few of them, but not in person.
Right.
I bought a few online from someone else who had it signed. A lot of wrestler like who did $1 Million Man. That was back in the day when I played using his character. I bought, so those are in person. It was pretty fun meeting them. Billy.
So that was Ted DiBiase, right?
Yep, Ted DiBiase. He's still going around signing pops right now. And then who else did I get signed? That's about it in person.
Who have you enjoyed the most, and what have they said when they find your Funko? Your Funko? Do they ever make comments?
Oh, they're so used to it now. They know.
Yeah.
I think majority of the people who sign, like they know Funko right off the bat. They know where to sign. They know what to put on it. They even ask us if we want to personalize it because a lot of people don't want to be personalized, so they can't resell. I personally don't mind if I can. Pink Ranger was great. I told her I had a crush on her back in the day, so she blushed. That was funny. But of all people, I think Billy was the nicest. Billy from Blue Ranger. He was really nice. He was very talkative. He didn't rush us at all. He was he was very friendly.
So just getting back to the art of collecting, and similar to sports cards, there's Facebook groups and Instagram places to go through, Clubhouse channels. Where would you recommend? What communities would a newbie go to join, like on Facebook, or where would you have them go to kind of learn more about the industry and what Funko Pops are all about?
So it depends on what social media you have, right? Facebook group is good. Instagram, even Reddit has threads on Funko. So basically learn by reading first and just don't dive in and start buying random. I see a lot of people going in and just buying a lot of them. I tell people buy what you like. Don't just randomly buy everything and and go overboard right away. So I personally would start in Facebook. If you have Facebook, start in Facebook groups. That's more protected. Mm-hmm. Some of the groups are private. Try to join the ones that's more reputable and with less scammers. There's a lot of people scamming right now, where they take your money and don't send you a lot of things. There's a lot of bad groups, bad Facebook people everywhere. Instagram has it too. So just tread lightly.
Yeah, for sure. So when we brought up Joshua Hanlon's name a couple times. So when we were talking to him on our Lego Quest back in episode 15, wow, that was a long time ago, Kent.
Long time ago.
Yes. So there's a commonality between all of our hobbies, right? Which is the consuming of plastic, right? So in trading cards, it's all about top loaders and PSA slabs and like stuff like this. There's lots of plastic in all of our supplies and whatnot. Obviously, for Lego, things are made out of plastic, right? Funko Pop are made out of plastic. Has there been a lot of concern from people from an environmental perspective on the amount of plastic that's used to create these things? And has Funko done anything to talk about how they want to remedy the situation or do things more environmentally conscious? Just want to comment on that.
So at the end of the day, when you're into hobby collecting plastic, it's not gonna be the best for the environment. So Funko did try a few initiatives to help with the environment. For example, they recently launched an NFT, right, with the trading, like trading online kind of thing. So there's no plastic involved. Second initiative that I saw from a few years ago, they did Earth Day Funko. So I'm not sure if I have one here behind me. Yep, we do have one here. So the brown box here. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see. Do you mind? We have one here. So Earth Day here. So you see how this one is brown box. So they do. So the figure is actually 20% recycled material.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good for them.
The box is 80% recycled material. So that's why. And the window is 100% recyclable. So that's their initiative to try to cut back on the carbon footprint. However, at the end of the day, they make one of this, but you see, as you can see in my wall, it's probably 1% of what they make, right? So this probably costs a lot more to make. But they
for
did,
now, probably.
Yeah, for now they did try, which is good news. So I do support these kind of figures when they do come out. I try to buy as many as I can to support them. But unfortunately, there's only, off the top of my head, there's only maybe 3 or 4 that's like this. I think they have 50,000 different ones right now at the minimum. So yeah, for less than 0.1%, I think. But at the end of the day, at least they're trying, right?
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Over to you, Kent.
So Tommy, for those that are watching and those that will watch this on replay on YouTube, what advice would you give to those who are watching about becoming a first-time Funko Pop collector?
My employees like, don't do it. My advice for them is buy what you like and don't complete everything. Because as I've said, like my example is there's like 20 Goku, right, or 15 Goku. You're not gonna be able to collect all of them. Collect Goku. Collect the one that resonate with what you like. For example, imagine Vegeta is a popular one, but you don't have to get every single Vegeta. April Vegeta, you don't have to get it if that scene doesn't resonate with you. So get the character you like, or else you get stuck buying 90 of them, and next thing you know, I see Demon Slayer, I'm gonna buy all of them. And then next thing you know, you see Naruto, you're gonna buy all of them. So that's why I tell them, hey, you know what? Start with characters you like, and in the case that you watch an episode, you know what? I like seeing Yamcha dying, now I'll buy Yamcha, for example. I see if they're laughing at me. So like buy the characters you like is what my advice for all the new beginners. And if you're not sure, always ask a friend who's into Funko to help them out in deciding. Or else you'll be in a deep rabbit hole like me.
Or they can come to your store and ask you in person.
That works too.
And for everyone who's watching, where's your store located?
We're in Pickering Town Center, Unit 164, right across from the store. So we're inside a mall right now.
Very good, very good. So let's go down a kind of a similar path here. If you're talking to parents who want to get their kids into Funko Pops, what would you recommend they start with? Should they start with like this kind of discontinued line of Dorbs, or should they just start with regular scale Pops? What would you be advice to parents who want to get or who have kids who want to get into Funko Pops?
So for parents, first of all, they gotta understand what they like, because we get a lot of questions like this every day. They come
okay, interesting.
I'm buying for my kid, or I'm buying a gift for my kid, or something along that line. So first thing I ask them is, what do they like? What show do they? What's their favorite show? And once they, you'll be surprised, half of them, I'm not too sure. Let's just assume that they do know, and then we ask them what character do they like. Do they like Vegeta, Goku, whatnot? Then if they can tell us, Vegeta, then we explain to them. Let's start with something that's more reasonable, $14.99 first. See what their take on it. See if they're gonna open it, damage it, or they're gonna collect it and wait. Maybe they want to collect more as we go along. So that way they know if Pops are right for them. If you start with one that's $80 or $100, and the kid doesn't take good care of it, basically you just dump money into something.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so I would say start with the character that you like. It may, for example, for some of them may not be made anymore, right? So they're not going to be $14.99. So that's the tricky part. If it's faulted for every character, then you have to choose the second one, or try to find a midpoint where you're not overpaying for the first pop.
That's good advice. That's very good advice. So we're getting towards the end of the show, and we know that you have some exclusives. Do you care to share with our audience what those are?
We are getting a lot more. We're getting exclusives coming in soon. We still haven't got. We sold out of ours. So do you have Roboto and all those here? Wait, I think we sold out. Yeah, right now we're still waiting for our shipment to come in, but we have news coming out. First to you guys, it's that we're getting for Canada. We'll be the only store carrying the Shanks from One Piece.
Wow.
Shank, character with Chase, so we'll be the only one in Canada getting it. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Nice.
We'll be posting this online. It's a fun thing to have this exclusive for Canada for us for the customers here in Canada. We also for the last convention from FunCon, we got Webster, we got Roboto from Master of the Universe, as well as the last one was Tokidoki, Carmelo. So we got those, and soon and later on we're gonna get a few more, but we can't announce it right now because of it hasn't been released yet, so we can't disclose what characters we're getting. But we are getting 5 to 10 more exclusive. That's exclusive to our store in Canada.
So folks, you heard it here first.
Yeah. One Piece, Shank.
Excellent.
Nice. I have one question just before we get to the end.
Yeah, go for it.
Does Funko have like what am I looking for? It's not a Funko Con, but it's more like a dealer centric meetup,
Like a summit, like an industry summit.
There's
like an industry summit. Do they have that?
I'm not sure if I get the question correct, but they do have like people go to conventions and whatnot to meet up, like buy and sell Funko. We do have events that's hosted locally for Funko. Like there's a Mississauga Funko Palooza that's hosted by one of the mints in the Facebook group. So she does a great job, and people go there for vendor, and then they bring pops to trade or sell to vendors as well. So that's a great meetup for Funko. There's other conventions, other stuff, events going on. Not necessarily all Funko, but there are events that's Funko centric.
Now, Tommy, do you know if Funko actually hosts their own kind of like maybe at their headquarters or somewhere like Las Vegas or something, where they just host storefronts like yourself?
Yeah, the Funko has 2 stores, I think Seattle and California, where it's Funko Hollywood and Funko stores. So they sell their own exclusives. The Funko Shop one, that's only available at them. Oh no, they don't have. I don't think they have any dealer convention. That my employee just corrected me, clarified the question. So,
okay.
So no, I don't. So right now, I don't think there's any convention for us to go to, especially during pandemic. I think maybe they had some in line, but nothing as of right now.
Right.
That allows us to go to those like Funko conventions or whatnot. They usually cater to customers more than to dealers.
Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I know cards have them. I know Upper Deck has a few dealer-centric conventions. I believe Tops have one too, but you can't.
Tops Industry Summit. Yeah.
Yeah, but for Funko as of right now, maybe I'm not invited. That's why I don't know about it. But
no, Tommy, it's not invited yet.
Yet. Glass half full. Full. Lost track of where we are with our questions, Kent.
We're on the second last question. So Tommy, can you share with our audience if somebody wants to purchase Funko Pops from your store, besides going into the Pick and Town Center, how else can they purchase Pops from you?
They can go to our online store, MyPops.CA. That's the easiest way. You can see what we have. Again, the online inventory is always different than the stores, because stores we can only fit so many in the store. So our selection is a little bit more online, and we can always order online, ship it to you, or you can pick it up in Pickering.
Now, do you also sell exclusively just to Canada, or can U.S. Viewers actually purchase from you as well?
We currently only ship to Canada and U.S. We do ship to U.S.
And do they have the ability to select U.S. dollars when they're looking at your site?
Yep. On the top right, I believe they can change it to U.S. dollars, so that way U.S. viewers can see what they're paying in U.S. dollars.
Excellent.
And check out that way.
Awesome. All right.
So we're at
believe it or not, we're actually
favorite question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite question?
We made it to our last question. So our favorite question, which we add at the end of every show, and we ask all our guests to review the question, and we never ask for the answer when we do our practice run. So, Tommy, what inspires you?
So what inspires me? It's having fun. So kind of cliche. The store is to let people have fun being in the store. As I've tell people, we try to make this a fun store. So this inspires me to work harder for everyone here, the employees here. It's fun. That's all I always say this. It's kind of cliche, but it's making everyone having fun here.
Now when you
Awesome.
Yeah, that's an awesome answer. Now, when you reflect back on the fact that you're actually the store owner now, is it kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Surreal that you've actually got a storefront and it's actually successful?
I wouldn't say surreal because I would say this is first of all, there's a few people that helps us. The employees make a big part of this. So I would say the most appreciative thing is the employees that work here and work with us and listen to me and work with me. And this is the main thing I appreciate. It's without them, I wouldn't be here. And my partners wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be enjoying the store right now. The customers coming in, making it fun for them as well. So I would say the most important part of the store right now is the soul and the soul is the employees that makes the store fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, there's one more picture that we didn't share. Did you want me to share it?
No, it's okay. That picture was good. I wanted to send you my wrestling one. Because I got The Rock to sign my pop. That was one of my favorite. Rey Mysterio and Rock. Those two are.
Oh, Ray, nice.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio and The Rock was one of the harder ones to get, and I heard The Rock doesn't sign much anymore. So I actually got him to sign before he became an A-lister. So his signature was still the OG Rock signature, not the new one where it's a little bit prettier.
Oh, so wait. So is he still signing as The Rock or is it Dwayne Johnson?
He signed as The Rock when he signed mine. So maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's when he wasn't popular as now. He signed as The Rock before.
Yeah.
So now he does Dwayne Johnson with the A, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So obviously I still want that signature, but I got the OG one, so I'm happy with that. So I liked him before he got really famous.
Having the OG one is always good.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Amit?
We want to say thank you to all our guests that are watching and in the present. Tommy, we're going to end the show pretty soon, but you stay there. We'll hang out with you after for a bit. We're going to sign off and tell everyone we haven't got our next guest lined up, but we'll let you know in short order.
Yes.
And thank you for joining.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being our guest. Thank you.